Gather around, my friends, and hear a spooky tale from not so long ago, under the eerie moonlight, in a house in the still of the night. This is a story about my father, a man fascinated by monks and their mysterious ways, even though he didn't know much about them. He loved collecting interesting things, like the amulets that decorated our home. We even showed off our treasures on a website for everyone to see. One day, my father asked us to look up an amulet with a strange name. It seemed like our usual family routine, as we often browsed amulet catalogs to explore their secrets. But this time, my father insisted on buying it, and little did we know that this would lead to something unusual in our lives. In our small home lived 5 of us: my father, mother, elder brother, my 5-year-old sibling, and me. One day, we started experiencing strange things. It began like any other day when I came home after school, tired and wanting to rest. As I lay in my bed, a weird feeling came over me. The door to my room creaked open, and I felt a dizzy spell take hold. I thought one of us had come in, but I couldn't make out who it was, just a child's foot visible to me. Then, an unexplainable weight pressed on my chest as the child's toenails dug into my skin. I couldn't move, and sharp pain shot through me as the child chanted strange words, their face inches from mine. Summoning all my strength, I pushed the child away and woke up from the nightmare. Trembling, I rushed downstairs to find our mother. Out of breath, I told her about the horrifying encounter, but she listened silently with wide eyes. Days passed, and strange things continued to happen in our home. Late one night, as my mother watched TV downstairs, she heard odd noises from upstairs, near the Buddha shelf and the wooden wardrobe. My siblings and I huddled together, seeking comfort. My mother, though startled, dismissed it as mere coincidence. But the unsettling events continued. One night, as my mother prepared to put my youngest sibling to bed, she felt an eerie presence in the dark. She sensed an unseen watcher fixated on her. Frightened, she quickly took my sibling upstairs, still feeling the invisible presence. Just before turning off the downstairs lights, she saw a sinister shadow pressed against the wall, its head facing her. My mother dismissed that figure and tried to focus on escorting my youngest sibling to her room. That night, I was home late, and the door to my room was wide opened. As my mother kissed my younger sister goodnight, my sister told her that someone was in my room, sitting on my bed and staring at her. My mother assured her that it was her imagination, but when I arrived that night, my mother told me to sleep together in my sister's room. Next, my elder brother became the target of these strange events. Whenever he went downstairs, he caught sight of shadowy figures lurking in the darkness. On a particularly spooky night, he felt something hovering over him as he lay on the couch, his legs extending toward the stairs. Someone or something gazed down at him, sending chills down his spine. The most terrifying incident happened one night when my brother lay in bed with his back to the closet. He heard a strange sound, as if an unseen entity played with the closet door hook. My brother was terrified but couldn't muster the courage to move. The noise grew louder, and he felt an icy hand inching closer, visible only to his terrified senses. He fainted. In the morning, my brother shared his terrifying experience with us and our father. After hearing the story, our father decided it was time to seek help from a monk. He believed an unwanted guest had brought this unsettling presence into our home. The monk determined that the amulet my father recently bought was haunted by the souls of the damned. The Buddha figure on the amulet had twisted physically, and its once peaceful energy had been replaced by sinister forces. After we gave the amulet to the monk to take back to his temple, the malevolent force was banished, and our home was finally free from its sinister grip. We never found out if the monk was successful in removing the spirits from the amulet. We just didn't want to see it again. So, my friends, let this story be a warning that even in seemingly ordinary amulets, there might be otherworldly forces waiting to disrupt our peaceful lives. Be cautious when buying artifacts from unknown sources, or you might find yourself in a situation like ours.